3.
Hello everyone. Today I would like to talk to you about your right to know about GMO. Genetically modifying organisms was once only within the realm of science fiction and the fringe sciences, but today is now a very common practice. GMOs contain such commonly consumed crops like corn and soybean, but today is time to take a stand. It should be made mandatory to label foods that contain GM-derived products. Only about half of all U.S. states make the labeling of GM-containing products mandatory. To hit a little bit closer to home, Texas is not one of these states. And there is currently no federal legislature that would help unify the process of labeling GM products. Now, about over 50% of the global seed market is controlled by 3 large companies, all known for their heavy use of genetic engineering. The causes for the lack of labeling is mainly due to the monopolizing of the seed market. These very large companies want to turn a profit in the end. In order to do this, they need to sell their products to people. Now, there's a fear of potential consumer aversion to products containing GM-derived food, GM-derived substances. Now, this causes these large companies to heavily oppose legislation that would require the labeling of foods containing GM products. And the current FDA guidelines are the nail in the coffin. These guidelines only have that the labeling of GM-containing foods is optional. So most of these large companies that want to continue to turn a profit simply opt out of the labeling process. Now, the effects is the organic certificate is one of the few mandatory legislatures that actually helps identify the presence or absence of GM products. In order to be certified as officially organic by the FDA, products must contain no GM foods, so consumers wishing to avoid them can only buy organic foods to have that true guarantee. Now, there's an overall disconnect between the American people and where we're getting our food from. But there are solutions to these problems. These solutions include the development of a clearer guidelines for the labeling system, which would help the unification process and potentially push for more federal legislature. The improved information on GMOs and some of the potential risks would create a more educated public that could potentially push lawmakers to move forward with this legislation. And if we make the source of the product a mandatory label, then the public would more easily be able to track where their food is coming from and what companies are producing it, such as companies like Monsanto, which are definitely known for their use of genetic modification. The thing is, GMOs are becoming more and more prevalent while the labeling system simply isn't keeping up. So that's why we should have the right to know about GMO and make labeling mandatory. Thank you.